Hey everybody, Brian again. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the videos I've made so far. If you have watched some of them. If not, go ahead and check those out if you enjoyed this video too. And make sure to like and subscribe and comment what you guys think. Appreciate the views. Today we're going to be breaking a box of 89 tops. Be doing some upcoming videos, be doing some junk wax era type cards, late 80s, early 90s, where they refer to them as the junk wax era just because they came in wax packs and they're super overproduced. But be doing some 89 tops today. I'll be doing 89 Donruss after this, probably next week. That'll be search for Griffey Griffey rookie card. And then we'll do some 90 tops, which will be the search for the Frank Thomas no name on front air card, his rookie card, which is basically the most valuable card of the junk wax era. And but it's super rare, so probably won't find it. And then I'll do some 90 Donruss and some 91 Donruss. Yeah, hope everybody enjoys. We'll get going. So in this set, we'll be looking for the Randy Johnson rookie card, John Smoltz rookie card, Craig Biggio rookie card, Gary Sheffield future star card. Those are the most valuable cards. And then obviously we have our regular stars players from the era too. And also we have little odd things, some errors, some that I can point out if we see them. There's a Bob Welch error card, a Franklin Stubbs error card, Tony Elwava air card, and then some of the future star cards are air cards as well. And then a weird kind of anomaly of what's going on right now in the baseball card trade. I don't know why, but for some reason Jose Uribe cards are selling for ridiculous amounts of money. So once we pull one of his cards, I'll go a little bit more into that, but let's get going. Let me get my top loaders open. I'll top load any really good cards we get out of there. The Johnson rookie, the Smoltz rookie, Biggio rookie. And yeah. As you can see from the top of the box, these are 45 cents a pack. Back in 1989, when I was a kid, it's been a set I would have probably opened a lot of. This is back when cards were pretty affordable for kids. So these all, these are the clear black packs. They all come with a piece of gum, which I will not be chewing. Should be 40-year-old gum now. 41-year-old gum. Not 41, 31-year-old gum. Math is hard, apparently. These packs are pretty slippery as opposed to the regular wax packs. These are the cello packs, jumbo packs. I'm just going to get all of them out of here real quick and get the box out of the way. I won't keep everything on screen just because it's a little hard to do. Alright. There we go. Looks like they all have this giveaway card on there. Pat Tabler, Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer. Mark Langston. There's the gum. Looks like they're not too stuck to the cards. Rock hard though. A lot of the times you'll get the back of the card that has the gum on it will have some damage on it. Alvin Davis, Mariner. I won't spend too much time on a lot of these because there's going to be a lot of not very good cards in this. I'll set the kind of star Hall of Famers and everything like that aside, but we'll go through it pretty quick so this video doesn't turn into something super duper long. Move some of these packs around off screen. Sorry about that. We got the gum is in the middle of these packs, and unfortunate because that means that two of the cards will get touched by the gum. These ones don't seem like they're doing too much damage, so that's good. This is out of a sealed box. Oversizer All-Star. When you're buying these wax boxes from the older cards, you definitely want to make sure the boxes are factory sealed so they haven't been gone through. A lot of these older cards, it's easier if they've been searched and somebody's taken out the good cards and then resealed them and sent back. This one's factory sealed. I got it from my local card shop. Find the gum. There's the gum. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of gum here that I'm gonna throw away. I've seen some breakers that eat it, which is something I don't want to do. It seemed like it might make me sick. Here's Raj Clemens, Hall of Famer. Nothing too good so far. These checklists are huge. I think it's probably like, I think there's 700, there's between 650 and 700 cards, maybe even a little bit more than that in the set, so the chances of hitting a specific player really is not that great in these, but John Kruk, there's the gum, Barry Larkin, Hall of Famer, John Wathan. On one of the channels I watch, they hit Wathan all the time. I think it's I can't remember the name of the channel. It's a breaker. Jabs Family, I think. Oh. 3 or 4 packs in, still haven't hit any of the good names yet. We'll get there though. Yeah, especially with these cello packs, you make sure it's factory sealed when you buy them, if you're going to buy one to break, because so you can move a little bit of damage on some of these cards. Because if it's not factory sealed, somebody's going to have gone through it usually, especially on these cello packs that they can see through. You usually can see the front and the back cards. Doc Gooden. And the ones I put aside are the ones that I keep in my personal collection. I have a huge couple boxes, several boxes full of stars that I have in my personal collection that I keep on the sides. Now this is one of the ones that's supposed to be one of the airs. This is the air card. No, it's not the air card. Okay, so the air card on this, if you had the air card, is, see this trademark line right here? That would not be on the card. That's the air card. I think sometimes these sets are so, there's really not much value in any of these sets from junk wax era. The individual cards are where it's at. I think a lot of the people are looking for reasons to make something valuable on these. I'll talk a little bit more once we hit the Uribe card about what's going on with that. But air cards seem to have a little bit of value, at least on eBay. People are paying a lot for some of this junk wax era stuff for the airs. So I would have been about 7 years old when this set came out. I remember opening it as a little kid. I don't really remember a whole lot of these names. There's Pete Rose. Obviously before all the scandal of Pete Rose happened. You know, he was a great player. Also managed the team. Actually, I think they won the World Series in '89. I'm not sure if they did or the A's won, but Dave Winfield. Some of these gums, not really that bad. It's tempting to try one, but I think from what I've heard, most of these old gum packs, they might not make you sick or anything, but they usually end up doing is they just kind of melt in your mouth. Del Murphy, Hall of Famer. Great Maddox. And like I said, I don't put every star player. I just have ones that I like to keep in my personal collection. Usually people that I liked as a kid. Always keep Mariners, the Mariners from the teams that had Griffey on them. So Randy Johnson, Tino Martinez, Omar Vizquel, Jay Buhner. So Jay Buhner's rookie card is in this year. So is Ken Griffey Jr. and so is a couple other players, but most of those are in the Topps traded, not the base set that these are in this box. Robin Yount. There's the first one we're looking for. Gary Sheffield, future star. That one in the top loader. And one thing without these cards you can tell, you might even be able to tell on the video, the card stock on them is pretty flimsy. It's real thin. They're a little bit warped even. So with these cards, it's a little bit tough to get these graded and get them in a really good condition. Just partly because of that, and the gum, and just the issues of how long they've been in boxes, depending on how they've been stored. It's even a little bit hard to get them in good condition straight out of the pack. There's Ricky, one of my favorite players growing up. Ricky Henderson, played for a very, very long time. Played for, I don't know, 8 or 9 teams. Main team was the A's, but he played for the Yankees, played for the Mariners. There's the Randy Johnson rookie card. This has been going up in value, graded in a PSA 10. The condition on this one is not too bad. The main thing you have with this is surface issues. I have one of these in like a graded 8 condition, and it's like 9. The grades on it are like 999, 999 for the corners and edges and centering, and then the surface is like a 7. You get the surface on these. It's just these aren't glossy. They didn't have a good finish on them, so they get a lot of kind of damage on the surface, it seems like. But Randy Johnson, probably one of my favorite players growing up, along with Ken Griffey Jr. Obviously, being a big Mariners fan. Loved watching them in the 95 year when they came back from about 10 or 12 games down to catch the Angels and make their playoffs for the first time ever. It's hard being a Mariners fan. They've only made the playoffs 3 times in their entire history. The Mariners are arguably one of the least successful sports franchises of all time. So it's been rough being a fan. They seem to be on the right track now. They got a bunch of good young players. They finally deconstructed the whole team and are rebuilding. We'll see how they do in the next couple of years. They have the Rookie of the Year this year, Kyle Lewis. Good young player. His cards have gone way up in value. I have a decent amount of them too. Andy Bennis. This would have been a good card back in the day when this was up, and he was a big prospect. He never really worked out. He had an okay major league career, but was never kind of the ace that everybody thought he was going to be and take over the league. Obviously, in this year, Griffey was the big rookie, but he's not in this set. He's in the traded set, like I said earlier. Sid Bream, I remember watching him on the Braves and all those teams that went to the World Series and did really well in the playoffs with Smoltz and Clavin and Steve Avery and Greg Maddux. There's that gum. Let's see. Andre Dawson. I was a Mariners fan, Tommy Lasorda. I like Tommy Lasorda. I was a Mariners fan and a Cubs fan growing up. And the main reason I was a Cubs fan is because they were on TV and WGN. And I could watch them as a kid, and not the Mariners, actually, even though I lived in Washington State. Rock Raines, Tim Raines. It's a good nickname, Rock. Steve Sachs, one of my mom's favorite players growing up. Or not growing up, but when I was growing up. She's from LA, so she was a big Dodgers fan. She's rooting for them right now to win the World Series. I think the Rays are going to win it. I just think got that feel to them this year. Young team that's going to make a run and win it. And if they do win, that leaves the Mariners as maybe the only team in the majors with no World Series titles. I'm probably wrong on that, but I know they're definitely the only team that's never been to a World Series, which is unbelievable considering some of the great players they've had through the years. Herbie Puckett. His eyes are very squinty in that. It looks like he's high, but I don't think he is. But Terry Francona is coach now. Robin Ventura. I didn't list this as one we're looking for, but I'll sleeve this one up. Obviously, he's a good prospect. There was a good prospect at this time, and had a good career. Favorite Robin Ventura moment probably when Nolan Ryan beamed him, and he famously charged the mound, which was ended up being a really, really bad idea because Nolan Ryan punched him and made him bloody and put him in a headlock and didn't end well. There we go. That's one of the rookies we're looking for. Tom Glavine. edges on this one aren't great, but it's in pretty good shape. Actually, haha, this is not his rookie card. Tom Glavine, John Smoltz are not the same player. John Smoltz is the one we're looking for in this. Randy Myers. Randy Myers, I was in his fan club as a kid. He's from Vancouver, Washington, my hometown. His grandma lived like a couple apartments down from my aunt, so I was a big fan of him growing up. Concaminity, Hall of Famer. See, there's a huge checklist on this and a lot of not so good players. Harold Baines just got in the Hall of Fame not that long ago. Kind of cleared the way for one of my favorite players to get in the Hall of Fame, Edgar Martinez. See, apparently some of these are air cards. They have this kind of printed up into the border of the card. That one is not like that. And future star. Mike Harkey was not a future. Did not end up being a star. So that was kind of a miss on that one. We're about halfway through. I'll try and make this fast, guys. Appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully we hit a Jose Uribe here soon so I can kind of go through what's going on with his cards and why I think that's going on. They've really gone up. They're going kind of for Robin Yount, Hall of Famer. They're going up for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay right now. Dave Winfield. The Sheriff, Norm Charlton. When I was a kid, he was on the Mariners, and you needed your roll aids for when he was in as a closer. Especially in that 95 season. He always made it interesting. This is one of the lower end sets that of all time, probably. At least that Topps made. There's not a whole lot of value in any of the cards, even the Randy Johnson rookie. I think you can get that for $50 at most, maybe on as a PSA 10. Mostly just open this for fun. Card shop had it sitting there. I'd been eyeing it. I'm waiting on my other boxes I ordered from a guy, and these were already in the card shop, so thought I'd do a break and make another video. Fred McGriff, the Crime Dog, one of my favorite players growing up. There's that Andy Bennis again. Don't feel like we've seen a whole lot of repeats in here. Hopefully that Smoltz and Biggio still. Maybe another Randy Johnson. And still looking for that Jose Uribe. Under Scalaraga, Hall of Famer. And right as I say that, I start to recognize some of the cards that are repeats, seems like. This was before inserts became a thing, really. These had some subsets to it, but no inserts. Inserts really became a thing in the 90s. That was the thing when I was early teen. Insert cards. Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer. Some Mariners here that I don't even recognize their name. Mike Schmidt, Hall of Famer. Charlie Huff, who always looked, I mean, he played a long time. His rookie year was 1970. This would have been, this is 1989, so he was 18 years into his career. But he always looked old, even when he was young, I think. Griff again. Frank Robinson. Manager card. There's Jay Buhner. One of my favorites as a kid. This would have been a second year card. These cards don't really trade for a lot, but he's one of my favorites. So I always sleeve his cards up. I could like the Mariners. He won't, Jay Buhner's not a Hall of Famer or anything, but he was a really good player for the Mariners. And also, on Seinfeld, sorry, Jason Alexander famously asked George Steinbrenner, his boss, why they traded Jay Buhner. And people have probably seen that episode. It's pretty famous. All right. If you guys like what you're seeing, make sure to like and subscribe. Share as well. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. Leave them in the comments. I definitely will read them. Appreciate everybody watching. Definitely more videos to come. There's Don Mattingly. It's always fun to see the ones that have marked as future stars and see how they turned out. Most of the time, not a future star. I'd say there's more misses than hits on the future stars. Same with the rated rookies with Don Russ. Atlee Hammaker. It's quite an interesting name. Ozzie Smith again. Jose Canseco. Controversial, but probably a Hall of Famer. I don't know. He's probably maybe not a Hall of Famer, but definitely one of the best players of the era. Good home run hitter. Obviously admitted to doing steroids, but unlike most of the people doing steroids, then he was open about it at least. Which, say what you will, at least he admits it. There's a lot of people that lied about it. Mark Grace, one of my favorites growing up. Gotta collect, gotta see him on the WGN. So they televised all the Cubs games. Same thing with TBS and the Braves. Ironically, could watch them, but not the Mariners back then. It's because before wide television cable contracts with teams became popular. But everybody had WGN and TBS, so there's Barry Bonds. Still haven't seen that Jose Uribe. So I'll get a little bit into what's going on with Jose Uribe. For some reason, all of his cards started with his 90 Fleer card, which was listed on eBay and sold for like $780,000, which is ridiculous. It's not a rare card, and people think it might have been a money laundering thing, but which would make sense on why a card that's not worth it very much would sell that much. So it's since then people saw that sold for that much and have been listing the card, and now it seems to have created its own market for it, and that card sells. And the justification they're giving for it, people calling it rare, that it's an air card, and that his birthday is wrong, which is great. His birthday is wrong on it. I have some cards here that I'll show once we see if we can hit the Uribe. Ryan Sandberg. So that card got listed, said it was sold, and then other people started listing that card, hoping they could, hey, this one sold for that huge amount of money, I could probably sell mine. So it started going for ridiculous prices, and it's still kind of been listed on there. People list it as a rare air card, which isn't really the truth. They say that, and there's a couple different ones. Not only has that card gone up for his, but all of his other cards around that time have also gone up and have been listed, and they're selling for ridiculous amounts of money, like several $100s, which is way more than that card's worth. It's not rare or anything. They're justifying it, saying that they're air cards, which is correct. They do have the wrong birth date, and one of the cards also has his middle name spelled wrong on the back, which is, those are air cards, yes. But the thing is about those is Nolan Ryan, the error was never corrected. So uncorrected errors happen all the time, and they're not really that valuable because they're never corrected. On that card, actually, Kirby Puckett, if you can find the run that's not an air card, that one's probably should be worth more money because it's corrected. It seems to be rare at this point because all of them I've seen have his birthday listed wrong, which is, they have it as 1960 on the cards, and his birthday was apparently 1959. Still haven't seen the Biggio. Sorry, the video cut out there for a second. But Jim Abbott, also good prospect, had a really good career. Obviously famous because he only was born with only one hand. So it was amazing that he made it to the major leagues as a pitcher. Obviously, he made it work. Would throw with good hand, with his glove on his arm in his other hand, and then he would switch it over to his good hand to field. And he was an all-star, and I think he played for 10-12 years. There's the Smoltz rookie card. Glad we hit one of the rookies. I thought I hit Smoltz, not Tom Glavine. Tom Glavine is rookies a couple years before this. But I'm glad we hit that. This year of cards, they really don't have a ton of value. Even the rookie cards, even if you get them in a 10. Sandy Alomar, future star. That's a pretty good card. He had a pretty good career. Obviously, his whole family played. This is Sandy Alomar Jr. His Sandy Alomar Sr. was played and was also a manager, I believe. And then his brother, Roberto Alomar, obviously, I think is a Hall of Famer. Alright, we got 2 more packs left, guys. I appreciate your watching. This is probably not the most entertaining video, but I appreciate everybody watching. I got into this because I loved watching these videos, and been collecting cards my whole life. So hope everybody's at least a little bit entertained. Jim Leland, coached the Marlins to the World Series. Pirates teams were always really good under him too. Big box. Hank Aaron. And the last pack. If we don't hit the Uribe in this one, I'll show you some of those other cards that I have. I have them sitting right nearby. Oh, there we go. That's my personal favorite, Bo Jackson. Yeah, there's a little bit of residue from that piece of gum on there. Bo Jackson, if you've seen one of my previous videos, I know that he's my favorite player of all time. My favorite athlete of all time. And that Ken Griffey Jr. is my favorite baseball player of all time. I collect Bo Jackson. It's definitely as a kid, I grabbed everything I could of Bo Jackson. All right. So we didn't hit that Jose Uribe, but we did hit the Randy Johnson, the John Smoltz. There's John Smoltz. Glavine is not actually that. Robin Ventura. There's the Randy Johnson rookie. There's Gary Sheffield, future star. Did not get the Biggio rookie. These checklists are so big on these. It's hard to hit a specific player. And I'll show you guys the gum. Here's the gum. Big old pile of gum. Big old pile of wrappers. And so with Uribe, this is the card that was listed that sold for supposedly $780,000 or something like that. And as you can see, his birthday does say 1960, which is the year. But this card's not rare. I probably have 4 or 5 more of them if I go through all my comments piles. But so it's caused all these other cards to be listed and start selling for ridiculous amounts of money. Mostly saying that it's an air card. This is one of the other ones I've seen recently that's selling for ridiculous amounts of money. See, it does say 1960 for his birthday. And Elta, it says that as his middle name when his middle name is apparently Alta. So these are what people are listing as the heirs on those cards, is the birthday and the middle name. So this is one of the other ones. You can see that's how his middle name is supposed to be spelled. This one also has the heir with the birthday, as does this one. So when they say that's an error, it's really not necessarily an error. It's a mistake. I would legitimately think all these card companies thought that was his birth date at the time. It was eventually corrected. This is 92 tops, I believe. Yes. And it does have his birthday listed correctly as 1959. So I do believe that his birthday is wrong on those and they're errors, but for whatever reason, these cards are now selling for ridiculous amounts of money, listed as a rare air card when they're not. It's a weird thing happening. So you got to be careful with stuff like this on eBay. Really know the value of what you're getting, not just see how much stuff might be selling for. Although what it's selling for is a good indicator of what people are willing to pay. Sometimes you get weird situations like this where one card's sold for a ridiculous amount of money and then everybody else started listing it and it started reselling. When all that really was is this card was selling, somebody sold it as money laundering. You can look up the whole story. Anyway, I appreciate everybody's time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll have some better sets coming up in breaks. soon. And if you guys like what you see, like and subscribe. I appreciate your time. Have a good day.